Hi, Instructor George. This is our midterm presentation for grocery list generator. My name is Benjamin Weymouth, and I am doing front end for the app. Everyone will introduce themselves, and you'll meet the team, and we'll do our demo for you today.
Hello, my name is Ayhan Sagam. I'm backend developer for grocery list generator.
My name is Ben Maitland. I'm working on the mobile app.
My name is Clara, and I'm doing the front end.
My name is Gautam. I'm also doing front end.
My name is Lucy, and I'm doing the backend.
My name is Sumarno Vijay Kharga, and I'm doing the full stack development.
My name is Vin. I'm doing the mobile.
All right, so we've done our team introductions. We're now going to go through each of our user stories. For each of them, we're going to read the user story, show acceptance criteria, and then code as either green or red. We'll begin with user story login 2.0, the upgraded version. As a client, I want to be able to log in on a web browser so that I can have access to custom settings, such as my own recipes. Acceptance criteria for this user story is the client should be able to log in on the web app. There should be appropriate visual layout, should be present for the client, and there will be unit tests that Subarna will demonstrate next. So I will hand over the demo to Subarna for Login 2.0 demonstration. Thank you.
Hello, this is the login page of our application. So email and password field and the buttons to log in and register. So up in the fields. So let me show if it's logging in or not. So this is login and taking us to the home page, and the route is changed here. So it is so let me show you. So this unit format, which is Angular application. So these tests are passing, and these are the test cases that has been written. So users should be able to set authentication token. So yeah, the authentication token should be the first test is passing, and the other one is the user should be able to remove authentication token on logout. So when the user, and the other one is user should be able to check if the user is logged in. So we have a function. So we are testing that function by setting authentication token and trying to see if the user is logged in, and removing the token and trying to see if the user is logged out. And the last test we have done is to see if the user is logged out or not. Adjusting the logout functionality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Subarna. I think next we will have the mobile team for the user story, and we will mark down on our, actually, let me just share my screen, and we'll mark that user story. So this user story did pass, and the acceptance criteria passed, and the unit test passed. So I am marking it as green text to indicate that it is passing. We will now move to login for the mobile team.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. So I will show you the mobile version for login. Let me share my screen. So in here, we use React Native Expo to do the mobile. So you can see here, we already have everything hooking up. So now it's like we already have it running, that you can see in the screen. So I will go over the user story first, and after that, I will demo how it's worked from the front to the back along with the database. So here at the user story, so login for mobile app at a client, I want to be able to log in on a mobile app so that I can have access to custom settings such as my own recipe. The acceptance criteria will be client will be able to log in into the mobile app. Appropriate visual layout should be present for the layer. For the client. So yeah, so in here, since it's a login features, I already have my my account registered, so I gotta go ahead and do the login. So in here, I already have it. So okay, so as you can see back then, we use the security store for duty login. So after the user login, they will view their own recipe here in the global recipe too. So yes, so I will pass this back to Ben to clarify the story and mark it as done. So Ben, can you take over?
Yeah, let's go into the TAC now and let's mark this user story as complete, as it is passing and acceptance criteria is passing. Okay, guys, we're going to move to the next user story. This is recover password. So this is front-end team. I will read this one out, and just as before, I will pass on to Subarna for recover password demo. As a client, I want to recover or reset my password so that I will not lose access to the application if I forget my password. Acceptance criteria for this story includes clicking the recover password on the homepage, and the client will be directed to password recovery options. This will include recovery question. Clients will be able to recover using their username or email credentials. Okay, guys, this is the user story. I will pass now to Subarna for site demonstration of recover password.
I think you're muted, Subarna.
Yep, so we have the recover password UI up here. Subarna is going to demonstrate it for us. I'm not sure if his mic is off or not, but let's go through it anyway. So the user in the forgot password scenario. Subarna, do you have your mic on?
Yeah. Sorry for
Okay,
that.
yeah.
So
I will pass to Subarna now.
So here is a forgot password tab. So we will initiate the process from this tab. So before starting this process, let me show you a sample user. So I'm using this user as a sample. So the password is password 123, and this is the email. So and these are the security questions for that user. So I will be recovering password for this user. So this is the user that was on the database. So if I click on the next button, I have a security question or some for that particular user, and this was the answer that has been registered. So if the answer is correct, the user will be able to recover the password. So let me change the password to simplify. And if the password reset operation is successful, this dialog will appear and the process is complete. And if we see the user on the database, yeah, this is the user, and this is the new password that I have set for this particular user. Over to you, Ben.
Yeah, it looks as though the user story itself is passing. It looks as though the acceptance criteria is passing. Let us take a look back at the TAC now and report this as, let me share my screen once more. Okay, recover password. Let's report this as passing, and acceptance criteria is passing. Let me mark this one as green text. Okay, so registration 2.0 web app. As a client, I want to be able to register on the web app so I can have my own account inside the application. Acceptance criteria for this story. Clients will be able to register on the web app. This is a new user story, and it is new because we have upgraded our authentication method from Firebase to JWT token. And this is, I believe we will pass to, is Lucy, is this correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I will run the unit test for the backend first.
Perfect. I will stop sharing my screen and pass to Lucy.
Thank you. So you guys see my screen?
Perfect. Yep.
Yep. So this is the unit test I wrote for the backend. So I used Mongo memory server, which is basically exactly the same as using our regular database, but this is for testing, for unit testing. So I also use Jest. So this is the one that, so users should be created correctly. So whenever user registered, we should successfully created that user and stored in the database. So the test is running and we see that it passed. So I will pass over to the front-end team to demonstrate the front-end part of this functionality.
Okay, perfect. Let's thank you so much, Lucy. So that part is passing. The unit test is passing. Let us pass to Subarna for the registration demo. And Subarna's just opening up his screen. Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Ben. I'll be quickly showing you the registration functionality. So we have a couple of fields for registration. So let me quickly. And we have a CAPTCHA here. So until this CAPTCHA is checked on, the sign up button is not activated. So we'll get a registration success dialog box. So this means the user is successfully registered and the email is john@gmail.com. So let me find that user on the. So this is the new user that recently created, and these are the fields for that user. Thank you. Over to you, John.
Okay, I believe we saw unit test from, or we saw the side from Lucy. We also saw the front end from Subarna. So let us go back to the tech and we can mark this user story as passing. Both the user story itself and the acceptance criteria are passing. The next we have
I think you marked the mobile one, Ben.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ben. Let's mark the correct unit test. Register 2.0, the web app. Okay, this is complete and register will go next. So let's pass to the mobile team.
Okay, let me share my screen. So thank you, Ben. So we have the user story for mobile registration. So let me open it. Okay. So in here, the user story will be at a client. I want to be able to register on a mobile app so that I can have my own account inside the application. Client will be able to register on the mobile app. That's the acceptance criteria. So I will open my emulators in here and sorry, we're just gonna lock them out first. Give me a second. Okay, so when user landing on the mobile app, they can click on, if they don't have an account, they can sign them up. So in here, I will sign up a new account, and after that, I will matching it to the database to show you that it's actually successfully registered. So in here, I'm gonna register my name. And the email address will be testing12345@gmail.com. The password will be 1234567. And I was signing up. So after they sign up, they will be navigating to the sign-in screen. As you can see in here, it's being captured the object. So we're gonna check the database to make sure that it's reflecting being successfully stored. So let's refresh it. Okay. Okay, as you can see here, email being successfully registered, my first name and last name, and the password. With that being said, the user will be able logging in successfully using the same email and password. So we can mark that user story at pass as well. And I will pass this back to Ben to complete other user story.
Thanks so much, Vin. So we saw the front end and the back end in that user story both passing. So we're moving to the next, which is select, add, and view recipes. So we have a checkbox in the cord. So let's read out this story part of me first. As a client, I would like to have access to a recipe page so that I can select recipes, add, edit, delete new recipes, and view selected recipes. So we have acceptance criteria. Actually, no, wait, this
No,
is
no,
not. This
this is not the
correct.
one.
Okay, thank you, Clara. I apologize. It sounds like a nice user story, but I think this is the correct one right here. This is a mobile app user story, view recipe detail. So I might pass it back to Vin. Let's take a read here. As a client, I want to have access to the recipe page on the mobile app so that I can view the selected recipes. And we have acceptance criteria for a thumbnail to view the selected recipe on the recipe page, which will direct the client to their recipes, where clients can see select to see a detailed description of the recipe. And also we have unit test here by Lucy. So actually, if it's okay, Lucy, can we pass to you to demo the unit test for this one?
Yes, for sure. So
Okay.
let me share my screen so I can share the unit test results. So you guys can see my screen?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so this is the test, just another unit test I wrote to check if the recipe exists. If it doesn't exist, it should return a meaningful status code and message to the front end so they can handle it. So I'm gonna run it. Oops. So it's running now. And it passed. So I'll pass over back to the front end team.
Thank you so much, Lucy. That indeed the unit tests there looks like it is passing. In terms of our next share, we have, this is for the mobile app. Vin, can you demo this now, as Lucy has shown us the backend testing is working properly? Let's maybe take a look at that lovely, the front end UI for mobile.
Yeah, so let me share my screen. So as we were already successfully registered, like we demo earlier for the email name test123, and I'm just gonna log it in using the same criteria. So I was just gonna copy this guy. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So after that, so this is the view recipe UI. So after the user logging in successfully, they will see this as the user story being run. I will go back to this to refer this for detail. So the user story for this is view recipe detail mobile. Add a client, I want to access to the recipe page on the mobile app so that I can view all of this selecting recipe, which is exactly what we were trying to accomplish earlier. User able to landing on here. And the accepting criteria, there will be a thumbnail view recipe, selecting recipe in the recipe page, which will be directly clients to view their recipe. Client can also select to see a detailed description of the recipe. Let's summarizing what it means is after user landing on this particular UI, they will see all the recipe here. To see the detail of that, user just gonna tap on this pizza or bread. So in here, I'm gonna tap on it. They can see the detail on about the weight, the descriptions, and they can edit it. So that's basically what that user story is, and the accepting criteria around that. So I'm believing it's actually satisfying both conditions right now. So I will just go ahead and mark that out for us. So with that being said, I will passing back to Ben so he can continue the user story.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vin, and thanks for sharing that. Okay. Let's take a look back at the tag. Now we have, I believe this will conclude. This is, let's do a quick count, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we have 2 more stories that we should have.
I think it's a
Scroll
custom
down.
theme.
Scroll
Oh,
down.
custom.
Scroll down.
Yep.
More. Yeah.
Here we go. Thank you. So let's take a look at number 7. So view recipe list for the mobile app. So we just saw the actual recipes themselves. As a client, I want to have access to the recipes created by other users on the app so I can try new dishes. The recipe screen allows the users to see a list of recipes. Vin, did we see this one again?
Yes. I can explain the details again.
Perfect.
So
I think we saw like a quick.
Yeah,
we probably saw a quick view of it, but yeah, if you could show a more detailed view.
I can show the detail and explain
Perfect.
what's happening. So professors, before that, we were having the user story about showing the recipe detail. But in here is, in order to get into view recipe detail, you have to get into the very list of recipe first, right? So that's why I was showing you that step. With that being said, I will continue to show you what it means right now. It's basically, this is viewing the recipe list. So at a client, I want to have an access to recipe creating by other user on the app so that I can try a new dish. And the accepting criteria will be the recipe screen allow user to see a list of recipe. This is exactly this UI right here. It's being loading from the backend. So it's displaying all the list of recipe by all the user. So user can selecting the recipe that they want. So this is the user story for this one. So I will mark this as complete as well. Yep. And the one before that is for view recipe detail, which I have been showing you when you're tapping in, is viewing the detail within the recipe itself. So yeah, both story is complete.
Thanks so much, Vin. We're now going to move into our final user story before we do our work in progress. And work in progress will include our database architecture and any other work in progress that we want to discuss. Let us first go to the very last user story we have here. So choose color theme. As a user, I want to have the ability to customize the UI. Acceptance criteria are the page must have a custom theme option, and the user must be able to change the theme to the color of their choice. I believe this will be shown in two parts. The user will show a color theme picker, and the second component, I believe, is to show web accessibility for grayscale. So I will pass to Subarna to show the color picker and the web accessibility grayscale elements.
Let me sign into the main area. So the web accessibility features allow you to switch between the grayscale mode and the color mode in the application. So here is a color palette icon at the bottom left corner of the screen. So if we click on the color palette, the palette itself turns into some theme color, but the website turns into grayscale. So every part of this website now is a grayscale version of the same website. So this is the accessibility part of this user. And if we click on the color palette, it will revert back to the original color theme. So on the customization part, so the user will be able to customize the look and feel of the website based on their preference, based on their color preference. So let me show you quickly. So whenever we move around this color palette, the overall look and feel of this website, the theme color is going to change. So yeah, we can change the theme, and we can change the different settings on the same color also. So the theme color of the website is this color. So, and if that's suggested by the developer, so we can move to default. Now it will switch back to the default theme. Yeah, over to you, Ben.
Yeah, thanks so much, Subarna. Thank you for showing us the accessibility and also the color theme picker. That looks great. We will move to just updating the tag. Oh, yeah, this does look nice. But yeah, no, if this user story is completed and it meets our requirements, then we will move to the next scenario. Subarna, do you want me to share my screen and update the tag, or
Yeah, please go ahead and update the tag.
there we go.
Thank you,
There we go.
Ben.
Sorry, I could not share my screen for a moment. There's just a bit of a technical glitch, and we're back. No problem. Choose colors scheme. I'm now going to update the tag to it is working properly. So we're just going to move to our last section of our midterm presentation. We have here a couple of elements that we want to discuss about in terms of challenges and solutions. Now, we did have a configuration of our backend system moving from one to the next. Ayan, did you want to talk about this one, or does anyone wish to talk about the move from MySQL or
Yes,
to?
actually, yeah, we developed our project before Java, Spring Boot, and SQL. Now we move our backend to Node.js, Express, and then MongoDB.
Nice. So this is a cloud platform, so we're not doing it locally.
Yeah, it's
so
also the MongoDB cloud, and then we are putting our backend data to MongoDB cloud, and then we are pulling each time. Yeah,
absolutely. We've changed a bit of our design. We do have some other implementations. I guess we have some other things we want to discuss. We have some features that are work in progress. We do have some data visualizations for a grocery dashboard. This is work in progress to show our ingredients, our recipes, our calories, budget amounts, and we have various bar charts and scatter plots in terms of showing this. We did have perhaps some other design items that we wanted to talk about. I believe maybe either Ben Maitland or Vin. If you guys want to jump in, I will pass it off to you if
Yeah,
that is.
if I can just show something, I think Vin has an older version of the build, so there's just one thing that didn't display as updated as it could have been.
Okay, definitely. I'm going to stop my sharing and let you guys jump in.
Sure. Let me just share. Yeah. So this is the view recipes page, and if I open this up, we'll just get a fully updated render with all of the ingredients properly displaying. This was a change that we made recently to match a change in the backend, so Vin just didn't have the updated poll. So just showing off the view recipe details page again. I'll pass it back to you, Vin.
All right, thank you so much. Let's just jump into share screen again. Let's jump back to the TAC. And so we've had a great team effort. We've had some new implementations. We've seen the cloud. We've shown our database. We've gone through our 5 unit tests showing for both our backend and our front end. And we have completed our 8 user stories, and they're all passing at this time. Does anyone else have a discussion that they would like to jump in? Or I think we're probably coming to the conclusion.
Yes, Ben, I think you can just conclude.
Okay, absolutely. Guys, I think this has been a great presentation. Thank you so much, Instructor George. Again, this is the grocery store app and our midterm presentation. Thank you so much and have a great day. And thank you to the team.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.